Today's journey takes us from our motel in Ouray, Colorado to Silverton, located in a remote part of the western San Juan Mountains, which is a range of the Rocky Mountains. Our drive along what's called the $1 Million Highway was one of the most scenic that we have ever enjoyed. So this is what we found on our way to Silverton. Look at those. What's even more amazing is there's cantilever observation deck over here. Look at that. So we just saw 3 boats. We were just traveling down the road to Silverton and saw these people watching something on the side of the road. We found out they were moose. I almost said mice.
Can't stand still.
I know. We came upon an abandoned building which turned out to be the office of the Larson Brothers mine. The mine was established in 1888 as the Ida L. and Dauntless Mining Claims. The mining hit tough times, and in 1933 Charles Lawson of Denver purchased them for $200. When he died 3 years later, sons Harry and Milton took possession. The building was open, so I thought, what's the harm in going inside? Seen its better days. We're gonna see if we can go in this. Peligro, danger. Oh, cool.
This burnt not too long ago.
It looks like they've ironed it off. Yeah. There's no way to get in there.
I don't want to get in there. This is far enough. We got something building nests up in here.
We are traveling to Silverton, which is not far from Ouray or Ouray.
Ouray. I was saying it wrong the whole, well, I still could be saying it wrong, honestly.
We have passed, I don't know how many old silver mines, but the last one that we just visited said they were pulling silver out of there until the 1930s. 1937, I believe. I respect those guys because, man, that had to be tough work. But they've left all their buildings, and like right over here, you can't see it through the trees, but some more old broken down mines over there.
I think we're coming straight into Silverton now.
Yeah, we're coming into it. Silverton. So welcome to Silverton, Colorado. This, we're guessing, is a courthouse. We're going to go check it out. So it looks like the courthouse was built in 1807, and it was restored, according to this, restored by the commissioners of San Juan County from 1999 to 2003. In June 1906, San Juan County commissioned the design and construction of its courthouse, with James Murdoch selected as its architect. The foundation of the classical revival-style courthouse was completed that August. By the time the courthouse was completed in February 1908, it cost taxpayers $79,000 and has served as a seat of county government ever since. Native gray sandstone was used for the foundation, as well as the trim of this two-story structure of pressed gray brick, capped by a square tower with an elongated open-bell cupola which is gold-colored. Paired Doric columns of cast stone support the entry porticos. The beautiful building sits on a grassy square block shared by the San Juan County History Museum and the San Juan County Historical Society Archives and Research Center. Located nearby is the Old County Jail. Beautiful today. Now here's a boost from the Silverton Northern Railroad, been preserved here. Very cool. I like these types of things. Here's the ICAR building. This is what, a snow jeep or what? Here on the main street, it's like a bunch of old miners' buildings. Somebody might live there.
You see the kitty on the fence?
I don't know what this is, but it looks like it was a... Oh, it's not. Yeah. It's been retrofitted to be the Wyman Hotel in Trolley. What is this? National Register of Historic Places.
It's a hotel, the Wyman.
Oh, it's the hotel associated with that trolley over there. That's interesting. They have an old Southern Pacific rail car in the yard here at the hotel, Wymore Hotel. Wyman Hotel. Well, that's cool. Silverton City Hall, 1908. Where's that crow at? Oh, he's up in the tree. I see him. Silverton City Hall was built in 1909 but saw catastrophes 83 years apart. During its construction in 1908, the bell tower collapsed, taking part of the front facade with it. The construction of City Hall was plagued with problems in the initial stages. The first contractor died, the second contractor left, and the third contractor was fired after the columns collapsed. In more recent times, on November 30th, 1992, an early morning fire struck this magnificent structure. With the efforts of 3 fire departments, temperatures close to minus 20 degrees, and 6 hours of intense firefighting, it was finally brought under control. The roof was a total loss, and its interior suffered major damage. Little was saved except for the contents of its vault and the exterior sandstone facade. The fire couldn't have happened at a worse time with the advent of a harsh San Juan winter. The entire rehab project was started and finished under harsh winter conditions, with the last of the temporary roofing installed on February 13, 1993. Fortunately, it was rebuilt to its original state by 1996. Oh, look at the history of this building right here. It's like something out of Bodie. This tells us it was built in 1907. 1345 Green Street is typical of the construction of Silverton's building boom of the early 1900s. It first housed Fulton's Market and was the longtime home of the Economy Store, a clothing and dry goods outlet. In 1993, the roof collapsed under heavy snow, and in 2001, the building was gutted by fire. By the number of these medicinal marijuana shops, you would think all of Colorado is addicted to this stuff. But I thought this was cool. This old radio. This antique store's got all this old stuff in here. It's probably mining equipment from... Oh, that helmet's $140. That's cool. What'd you find?
Cool little sign. So that's circa 1880. Old.
Oh, look at this Indian after my own heart right here. This Grand Imperial Hotel, right here, talks about Silverton Standard was housed in the Grand Imperial Hotel for decades until 1951. It was the newspaper office. The staircase in there. Wow. These old towns really excite me. It's kind of like Virginia City, Jamestown. Here's a side view of the Grand Imperial Hotel. Look at the silver up there. What's this called?
Xylophone?
No, this park.
Oh, I don't know.
It's called Free Notes Harmony Park. And you can come up here and Sarah's going to show you how to make music.
I'm going to show you.
Yes.
How? I am not musical in any way, shape, or form. Beautiful, huh?
Beautiful.
Old Town Hall bell, destroyed in the 92 fire.
Guess it got too hot. Fire cracked it. Thought I'd come over and show you this rock. Hard Rock Endurance Run. The 100-mile run? Really? Oh man, I could never run that. There's some cloud coverage now, but there's the Miners Union Hall, 1901.
Old church.
Old church over here.
School.
There's a mine up there on that hill.
The first mining claims in this area were made in the mountains above Silverton in 1860, near the end of the Colorado Gold Rush, and when the land was still controlled by the Utes. Silverton was founded by mining entrepreneurs William Kearns, Dempsey Reese, and Thomas Blair in 1874. Silver caused the town to boom until the Panic of 1893, which led to a collapse of the silver market, but boomed again from gold mining until the recession caused the Panic of 1907. The region really boomed after George Howard and R.J. McNutt discovered the Sunnyside silver vein along Hurricane Peak. The Sunnyside mine would become one of Colorado's longest running and most productive mines. It closed after the 1929 stock market crash, but was acquired by Standard Metals Corporation in 1959 and reopened, finding gold in 1973 with the Little Mary vein.
They still have dirt streets in this town. Here's the first Congregational Church of Silverton. It looks quite old. I would say it's probably at least 1910. Across the street, across this muddy street, is the public library. I'm always amused by the fact that they spelled, well, they used the V for the U, so it looks like public library. It's probably one of those Carnegie libraries. Andrew Carnegie's foundation, he built all kinds of libraries across the country. Okay, I was right. Carnegie Library, built in 1906. That's why you need history hunters, because I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes, man, you know what? When you make a mistake on video, you have like 20 people telling you, you made a mistake. You're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Usually the people that don't have videos themselves. And there's the Bent Elbow. Mexican kitchen and cantina, but I believe it was a saloon. Right over here are some interesting things. An old-time photography studio. And you've got the town square restrooms.
That'd be fun.
Sluice Mining Company. Oh, the old prospector. He found gold in his pen. Wow, look at this. Somebody took the lid off their coffin. There's the coffin.
There's another cigar store Indian. This is really neat. Old saddles up there and saws, and I'm not sure what that is. They've got all these stores that are for rent. I thought the lawn and the lawn one must have been a lawn care place. But I guess you could set up shop here, open up your own shop, maybe antique store. As if the town didn't have enough t-shirt shops. You could probably do that too. Little neat area. Beware of pickpockets and loose women. No spitting on the sidewalk. Like somebody took their spurs off here. Suicide Pete, here lies his head down there, his feet. R.I.P. I told you I was sick. Egghead O'Henry died of an oval concussion. Well, that's kind of interesting. Restrooms. High explosive stored here. Do not fight explosive fires.
While this town seems like an impossible reach from Hollywood, a number of Western films have been shot here. 24-year-old Marilyn Monroe made one of her earliest movie appearances here in Silverton. She had a bit part as a dance hall girl in the 1950 film Ticket to Tomahawk, a big-budget musical comedy set in and around Silverton. Scenes with Monroe were shot at the old National Hall, which once existed at 12th and Blair Streets, next door to the Shady Lady Saloon today. The saloon building upon which Marilyn Monroe waved to the train looked like this before it eventually ceased to be part of the local streetscape. The bent elbow was featured in a gunfight scene in the 1957 Western film Night Passage, starring Jimmy Stewart and Audie Murphy. Actor James Cagney also came to Silverton for the filming of Run for Cover, a 1955 Western. Actor Robert Stack visited Silverton for the filming of Great Day in the Morning and posed with some of the local boys who were background extras in the 1956 movie. Perhaps less recognized in Silverton was Western author Louis L'Amour, who visited in 1976. He was shown around town by San Juan County Sheriff Virgil Mason, who was a big fan. There's the Shady Lady Saloon. The Shady Lady building was built in 1888 and reportedly was one of the last brothels in Silverton. It's been said that Jew Fanny, or Fanny Wright, last did business here in 1947. That looks like a very colorful, intricate building. Look at that. Italia's 1912 restaurant. Wow. Right next to Goody to Go. Okay, I just found a treasure in front of this restaurant. Look at this. This apparently goes with the restaurant. This old Model A. I love these. My dad restored one of these when I was a kid, and he virtually sold it for like $600. I wish I had it today, but look at this. It's got the Ooga horn on it. I used to love hearing those Ooga horns. Once again, I have lost Sarah because she's going to try to find a bathroom. I don't see her anywhere. She does this to me a lot. I still can't get over these dirt streets. This is 2025. Look at this. They got a railroad in town, the Durango and Silverton Railroad. Not sure if it's running today, but wow, this is amazing. Silverton is well known because of the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, a former mine train that is now a historic landmark. Let's see if we can peek into this one. What's it called? The Tall Timber. Let's stick my camera up there and see if we can shoot it through the window. I don't know if we can see it too well. Here's another of the cars. I found her. Now she's going into the store. And no, she doesn't buy a lot of stuff. This store on Blair Street was built during the 1929 Depression. Known as the Arcade Recreation Hall, it offered bootleg whiskey and employed sporting women in the back. In later years, it functioned as a pool hall, saloon, and gambling house. It is now a souvenir shop, but still painted wildly like it was back in 1929. Something historic must have happened here, huh?
Well, on this site in 1897, nothing happened. And so it's marked.
As I was approaching this restaurant called Natalia's, my microphone is off, but I was trying to read for you the sign which states this. Natalia's is home to one of the oldest standing bordellos in town, built in 1883. Sorry that service is no longer provided, but the food is great. Built by Newt Benson in 1901, the Benson Block building was less ornate and shows the town's architectural style shift. Originally, the building served as the county club and was operated by a Harold Whitelaw. However, within a year, the club went out of business when Benson died. The building has served as a hotel, saloons, and one of the town's first garages. It was lunchtime, so we decided to try the wood-fired pizzas at the Golden Block Brewery.
What do you think of this town so far?
Beer is the answer, but I can't remember the question.
That's a sign up there.
Yeah,
What do you think of town so far?
it's really neat. The scenery's really great. People seem all friendly.
So this is the Tiller House Hotel. And I noticed some bricks up here were missing. And then I looked down and I saw this pile of brick here. Just wonder if that's from the building. Look at the colors on that tree. Thank you for picking this town out. It's pretty cool. I never would have thought to visit here.
Yeah, well, I was getting little videos that said places to see.
TikTok.
Life was definitely tougher in those days, as evidenced by the graphic headstones of some of those laid to rest in the hillside cemetery. There was this chap who died in an early snowslide, and yes, avalanches claim many. There was a shooting death due to cheating at cards, and one poor guy who just dropped dead sitting in his saloon chair, no doubt after drinking too much. We also passed by the Silverton Lodge at the corner of Reese and 13th Street, which was once used as the Masonic Hall. It was purchased in 1893 by the Masonic Lodge after their original meeting place was destroyed by fire. The second floor was leased to the Silverton Men's Club and the lower floor used as apartments. It is now used as a lodge. On the way to check out the giant statue of Jesus, we passed by the Silverton School built in 1911. It had replaced the original wooden schoolhouse, which was deemed a fire trap. The building now serves kindergarten through high school. How is this for a panoramic view of Silverton with Mount Rhoda up there, slightly dusted in snow? Wow. We actually came up here because there's a Church of the Miners shrine to Jesus up here. We're already kind of really high. Our hometown is about 100-foot elevation, so we are high in the Rockies and always out of breath up here. Air's pretty thin. I hear the train down there. So out of breath. My heart's thumping. That's a bud kicker, huh? All right, let's see what this says.
Here we go. It tells us what this is about. The shrine erected in honor of the Christ of the Mines by the people of Silverton to ask God's blessing of the mining industry at the San Juans, 1958 to 59. In thanksgiving to Christ of the Mines for deliverance of the entire workforce when Lake Emma flooded Sunnyside Mine on June 4th, 1978.
The water from Lake Emma collapsed into the Sunnyside mine, shooting out of a portal with such great force that it toppled a 20-ton locomotive. Fortunately, nobody was injured because it was Sunday and nobody was present in the mine. Lake Emma, seen here in this early photo, never recovered from the catastrophic draining and now is only a meadow. While at the Jesus statue, Sarah focused on shooting photos of some of the peaks over Silverton, which reach heights of over 13,000 feet. When she zoomed into a top of one of the peaks, her photo showed a strange-looking set of communication towers that almost looked like ice castles.
Okay, so we are now leaving Silverton. We had a wonderful time, beautiful buildings, neat mining history. There's a railroad there. Obviously, we showed that to you, but we just now left the Jesus statue. Sarah really enjoyed the visit here today. Pizza was good. It's her birthday weekend, and we always try to go someplace to celebrate her birthday.
The drive from Ore to Silverton is just fantastically beautiful. The fall colors are awe-inspiring, and then the weather in Silverton could not have been any better, even though what I'm showing 53 degrees. Actually, I think it was in the 40s when we showed up, but with the sun shining, it felt wonderful. Perfect weather.
We actually made 2 more stops on the way back to Ouray.
So this is kind of what we're talking about in terms of all these mines that have been left in place. This one between Silverton and Ouray. Very photogenic barn. I'm not sure exactly what year this dates back to, but I love the old weathered wood up there. I need to do a little family research because my grandfather, Hamilton, lived in southwestern Colorado, the Cortez area. And I know that another one of my great uncles was working at a mine in Telluride. Had some difficult times there. My Aunt Leona wrote about the difficult times up there on the side of a mountain. So I think that's kind of where I get my fondness for the men and women who worked in the mines in the 20s and 30s. Unfortunately, my uncle died in a reservoir drowning accident. His name was Irving Horner. My great aunt was Leona Horner. So I kind of think that's why I have this feeling of connection to this part of Colorado.
Our last stop of the day was at the Idarado mine, which was formed in 1896 and primarily mined copper, lead, and zinc ore. As you could probably figure out, the name of Idarado comes from 2 states, Idaho and Colorado. From this location stretches a tunnel over 5 miles long to connect to the town of Telluride.
Some of the housing for the miners probably dates back to the 30s. So we just came out of it. I guess we can go in.
Oh, the wall. I didn't realize till just now they're painted.
Yeah. The history of the Idarado mine goes back to 1896 with the creation of the Treasury Tunnel. In 1934, the San Juan Metals Company purchased the old Treasury Tunnel site, and by 1937, a new 300-ton per day mill was in operation. In 1939, the Idarado Mining Company took over the operation. In 1948, the mill was further expanded to increase the capacity by 500 tons per day. Later that summer, the Idarado Mining Company purchased 10 homes from the bankrupt Sunnyside mine in Eureka, east of Silverton. Overnight, Eureka became a ghost town, as houses went to Durango and Ouray as well. Idarado moved their 10 houses to Red Mountain and remodeled them for employee housing. A total of 12 families eventually lived at the site. 4 of the 100-year-old historic houses are still perched behind the new mining history turnout. Water sterilizer. Frosto electric vaporizer eliminates freezing or compressed air. This is probably the kitchen back here. Where did she go? You upstairs?
Yeah. Dark and spooky. Where's the flashlight? Flashlight doesn't do much at all.
Yeah, it's real dark. Whenever I visit places like this, I think about the people who've built them and are long gone, died decades ago. It's almost haunting to me. I don't know why. Hope that you enjoyed this episode of History. We're probably going to be having a few more associated with this area of Colorado. We're in the Rockies. It's been absolutely beautiful. This morning started out kind of rainy and wet and cold. Hey, please leave us a comment. Tell us if you've been to Silverton before and give us a thumbs up. It always helps with the algorithm. Thanks.